The National Restaurant Association's Restaurant Performance Index in July was 101.0, a decrease of 0.3%. The decline was basically related to the future expectations component of the index. Operators, when they're looking 6 months out, reported some dampening in their expectations regarding the general operating environment, as well as the economic outlook. Still, 50% of restaurant operators reported that they did make a capital expenditure in the past 3 months, and 54% reported that they anticipate making a capital expenditure in the next 6 months. But both of those levels are down from June. Regarding restaurant industry employment in July, the industry continued to add jobs, another 19,000. Over the past year, the industry has added on a net basis 292,000 jobs. That's an average of about 800 on a net basis each and every day over the past year. And not surprisingly, the restaurant industry employment growth rate continues to be substantially above that of the national employment advances. One operator challenge which is accelerating and becoming more central to operators' environment is what has been going on with wholesale food price cost. In July, the actual index itself was up 1.1% over June's level. So far this year-to-date basis, in other words, the first 7 months of this year compared to the first 7 months of last year, wholesale food price inflation is now clocking in at 4.7%. That is the highest annual increase that has occurred since the 2011 timeframe. And particularly when one looks at what's been going on with certain commodity groups, the rates are far, far above that. For example, looking at eggs, up 25% on a wholesale basis over the past year. 23%, for example, pork. Also butter up 23% over the past year, and beef at 13%. Regarding menu price inflation, though, that rate continues to be more moderate compared to what's obviously going on with wholesale food price inflation. Restaurant menu prices on a year-to-date basis through July are running at a 2.2% rate in comparison to the 4.7% rate for wholesale food price inflation. And the 2.2% rate compares to a 1.8% overall general inflation rate and a 1.7% rate for grocery store price inflation. So in sum, the Restaurant Performance Index in July, 101.0, a decline of 0.3%. Restaurant industry employment up 19,000 in July. Wholesale food price inflation accelerating, now 4.7% year-to-date basis versus same period last year, compared to 2.2% for menu price inflation. And don't forget, for additional information, to visit our website, restaurant.org. Thank you.